Hiha! Hiha! Hi te waka! Te waka! Te waka! Ka kotora nai, ka kotoa I te waka! Wahi! 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 Taina mai nā iwi o te motu niu na o neke e tau. Wahi karangi e! Wahi ki nuku e! Wahi ka tia tana iwi ka maina tana waka. Aue, aue, aue ha! Aue, aue, aue ha! I te waka! Te waka! Te waka! I te takotora mai, takotoa I te waka! Wahi! Wahi! Autaina mai nā iwi o te motu ki runga koreke e tau. Wahi ki rangi e! Wahi ki nuku e! Ia ha ha! Wahi ka tia tana iwi ka maina tana waka. Aue! Aue! Aue ha! Aue! Aue! Aue ha! Hi!
mai te waka. Mauria mai te waka ki roto I tō tātou whare. Waka ki runga I te urunga. Ki runga I te moaenga. Ki runga I te takotoranga I takoto ai ngā waka e kia kanei o rātou tēnā takoto. Para mai rā ngā manuhiri o te motu. Ane koutou ko tāin mai ki te whakanui I ngā rangatira e noho mai I runga I tō tātou paepa. Anei rātou I tēnei taha o ngā waka. Ana me rātou o tērā taha, ko rātou me ki ngā kaimahi o koutou katoa e noho mai rā I runga I ngā none nongi a pui kore. Ko reira haramai. Nā koutou e pōti mai I a rātou, kia noho mai rātou, I runga e nā tū. Hei aha, I te hāpai I ngā mahi kai mua tō rātou aroa. Ngā moi a kai roto I o koutou, ana, mā rātou e whakatinga. Nā reira kai te mihi atu ki o koutou, ko toi mai, hare mai, hare mai, hare mai. I te minita. Ana, ki atu ki a koe hara mai. O koe tērā, I runga I tērā taha o te me ki. Te kāwanatanga engari I nā koe ngā. Ka waka kai taku taha I kone. Ana te mihi atu ki o koutou. Me ngā tini ai tua kai ungi o koutou. Ko waha mai ai I roto I tō tātou ware I tēnei rā. Ana kai ta haere tonu te mahara ki rātou. I runga I te mua hio, I karanga I ngā karanga o ngā kuia nei, I ngā tūpuna I waha mai ai koutou I roto I tō tātou wā. Me te mihi atu ki a koutou, nā koutou e waha mai rātou I te mea, ana ko koutou tēnei I hara mai ngā rātou, ana ko tau I tātou I roto I tō tātou wā. Engari ko te mea nui, I te whakarahi, I ngā pākihi o roto I te upoko teika. Ko e nei rā ka mihi atu, ora ke koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou. Mayor-elect C.U.A. Brown, welcome. Welcome from the Manawhenua Taranaki with you this evening. Your second term, it's nice to know that you worked very hard to get where you are. But the battle's not over, the battle's just started. The battle's out there with the people. They are the dreams I said in my quarter that we have to honour where we sit. So they voted for all the members that are here tonight, and so you people have got to stand up and be counted. Now, they'll be all looking at you, you know. You see, so you're all being targeted. you really are. So you'll have to perform. But we know that it's not an easy road you carry. It's a hard one. And when you ask them for rates, we'll say, oh, no, we're not going to pay any more rates. But rates go with business. Doesn't matter what you do, if you haven't got rates, you've got nothing. I harken back to the time when how people used to have 10 and 20 children to do the work for them. But now we have satellite families with only 2. Now, there's only 2 children that's got to carry on, and we've got an aging population. How can we expect our mokopunas to carry on when we are getting too old? Because with only 2 of them, they're fighting a losing battle. So we must look forward 100 years and think that now we must put things in place, whatever we do, so they burdens don't fall on our children. So you younger people that are here tonight, there's something for you to think about. There was 10 people in my family that grew up and we were all adopted, but still there was 10. And Dad went to work and kept the whole lot of them. But today, you young people need 2 of you to go to work to keep your family. That's how life is today. So I know it's not easy for you. Over 54 years, 1954 when I came to Wellington, 100 yards up the road in any direction you could get a job. In any direction. That's how good Wellington was at that time. So it was a wonderful place to come and work for the young people at that time. But our young people today have got nothing for them. If you were high school educated, you were one of the educated people. You didn't really have to go to university unless you wanted to be lawyers or doctors or accountants. But if you wanted good jobs, you had to go to high school. But now even going to university is just hardly enough. But there, while you young people, there's something for you to choose. But I think I'll leave it there at this time. Councillors, all the best for the next 3 years. Orera ke tātou koutou nei, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou.
Te re re ra, te motu nei ki roto koria o pari aka nā toku rai aka haere mai nā tikanga i te pai pai ai te motu nei tōpe ki tanga kei te pure poto e ke tanga kei toro anu i kia whakarongo koe ki tere kamai o te kōrero ei. Mātou tonu au ki a koe e toku e te mākau a ka puke toku mea ahia e mahuru e ko te au ka peru o ka momotu e piu piu ana kei te uru e kei te tonga ka ara mai ki roto ka
Ko ari,
ai ei.
Arena korara mitia ngā mate ki a rātau. Tātau ngā urupa o rātau ko huri atu ki te tō. Huri noa i tō tātau. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, a tēnā tātou katoa, te tau.
Mayor-elect, councillors-elect, thank you for affording me the opportunity this evening to reply in the traditional manner to our collective host iwi as we gather here for this auspicious occasion. Nā reira, kia ora koutou katoa. Tihe Māori ora. Tū ana i ngā tīmatanga kōrero e mihi ana ki ai a te wāhinga. E tūtau toko ana hoki tēnei te kaupapa o te kingitanga Māori rire haupai Māori. Tiwha te pō, tiwha te ao. Ka kau ngā tai o rehua ki uta ka rongo te pō, ka rongo te ao. He rongo i tūria ki te matahau ko tū te wini ko tū te wana, tihe Māori ora. Nā reira i ngā māngai rangatira o nā iwi o te upoko teika mihi mai whakatau mai. Whakatau mai rā mātau o tira tēnei o koutou o ngā tiraukaua ki horo whenua arahi mai nei te kāhika o te taone o pōneke i tēnei ahi pō. Mihi mai rā hoki ki te kāhui, kai kauni hera mō pōneke, mō ngā tau e toru e tū mai nei. Ka nui te hari te koa, ko koutou rā tēnei e whakatau nei nā kawa i nā tikanga mō tātou i tēnei pō. E koa ana hoki ka hoki nā mahara ki a rātau mā. I tērā tūpuna o tātou o te wako o tai nui kōho maira. Nāna te kōrero nōku te marae nōku te kawa. Nā reira koutou nā rangatira e rārangi mai nā tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. E hara i te mea ko tātou kōrero anaki ngari kai te ao Pākehā hoki tēnā whakaaro, momo whakaaro. Ko te pī hopa aku hata i nā tau, rimarau, ko ia hoki i haere, i roto i te rohe o Roma i te rāwā, nāna i ki, e haere anau ki te whare karakia o Roma kia whai au i nā tikanga o reu. Nā reira he pēnei tonu te hari te pō i tēnei pō, rauranga tirama. Rauranga tirama. Ka re he hiana kia tōrohia nā kōrero. Hoi anō tāku he tū ki te whakaoki nā mihi kia koutou. Nā reira koe e tū nei e mihi nei kia koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Ka huri rā hoki ki te kāhui nei. E tū tautoko nei nā mihi kia koutou. Kia kaha, kia maia, kia ū, e toru tau kei mui a koutou. Hāpai tia te mana o pōneke taone, kia ronga nui hia, puta nui te ao. Ana reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā koutou. O tira, e tikana me mihi anō hoki ki rātou māku whetūrangi hia. Tātou e tangi hia ana, i tēnā mara, i tēnā mara. Te weekend e tahake nei, hoki ai au ki te kāinga, ki te hura kōhatu mō tērā o mātou kraua, mō koro Mannix, Lewis, takoto mai rai roto Ngāti Tukore. O tira rātou, mā kia rātou, ko whetūrangi hia, tātou te hungora e tūtaki nei tēnei wā. Huri no i tō tātou, hōro taone, whakamaraitia nei e tātou i tēnei pō. E mihi ana hoki kia koutou nā tani whā o pōneke. E rārangi mai nā, e miharu ana te ngākau kia koutou, e miharu ana te ngākau kia koutou. Huri no i tō tātou whare, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa.
E hara, e te
tātou whare, kia ora tātou katoa.
Whaku mea i au ngā kōrero a tāpiti mate. A whiu whao ana i wahora. Me ona harurutanga o te moana kau waho. Te tangi o rangi nui ki runga patua nuku. Aue a, aue a. Uru mai te ora ngā ki rungi a tātou. Mai tēnei wā ki tō tinga o tēnei pō. Māna i chaki mai a tātou katoa. Āke, āke. Kia mai.
Elected members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the inaugural ceremony of the Wellington City Council for the 2013-2016 triennium. I'm required to start by calling for any apologies. One apology has been received from Councillor Andy Foster. This is to be recorded in the minutes. It now gives me great pleasure to ask Her Worship, the Mayor-elect, Celia Margaret Wade-Brown, to come forward and make her declaration.
Ko o Ahiria Makre Wade-Brown, ko taku kupu tēnei, ka tutuki ia ho, ki taku e pono nei. Nā kāwenga katoa he paenga mō te taone o Poniki. I runga i te mana kua riro mai ia ho. He kāhika o te konehera o te taone o Poniki. I raro i te ture kawanatanga arohe. Roa mano mā rua. Te ture pārongo huinga o kawanatanga arohe. Ko tahi mano e iwa rou, e waro te kou mā whitu. Me e tahi atu ture rānei. I, Celia Margaret Wade-Brown, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as Mayor of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act. No, we don't.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Stand over here.
That's right. It's feeling a little cool in here.
This is the tricky bit. Great pleasure in placing this chain of office on you. I know you will fill your office with distinction. Well done. Your Worship, Mayor Wade-Brown, I now invite you to assume the chair.
I'd now like to call on councillors elected to come forward in groups of their wards and make their declarations. Councillors, please come forward when the Chief Executive Officer reads your name.
The councillors elected for the Onslow Western Ward, Joanna Ellen Coughlin and Simon John Wolfe.
I, Joanna Ellen Coughlin, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
I, Simon John Wolfe, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
The councillors elected for the Northern Ward are Justin Mark Lester, Helene Ruth Paula Ritchie, Malcolm Lloyd Sparrow.
Ko au a Justin Mark Lester, ko taku kupu tēnei, ka tūtuki I ahau, ki taku e pono nei, nā kāwenga katoa hei painga mō te taone o pōneke. I runga I te mana kua riro mai I ahau, he mema o te kaunihera o te taone o pōneke. I raro I te ture kawanatanga a rohe rua mano marua, te turi pāranga. Hui nā o kawa kawanatanga a rohe, ko tahi mano, I warau, waru te kaumawhitu, me I tahi atu ture rānei. I, Justin Mark Lester, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
Ko au Helen Ruth Paula Ritchie. Ko taku kupu tēnei, ka tutuki I ahau, ki taku e pono nei, ngā kāwenga katoa hei paenga mō te taone o pōneki, I runga I te mana kua riro mai I ahau. He mema o te kaunihera o te taone e pōneki, I raro I te ture kawanatanga, ārohe rua mano mārua te ture pārongo. Huinga ōkawa kawanatanga ārohe. Ko tahi mano e iwa rau e waru tekau mawhitu me e tahi atu ture rānei. I, Helen Ruth Paula Ritchie, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
I, Malcolm Lloyd Sparrow, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
The councillors elected for the Lambton ward are Iona Catherine Mary Pannett, Mark Everett Peck, Nicola Mary Jacobina Young.
I, Iona Catherine Mary Pannett, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987 or any other act.
I, Mark Everett Peck, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interest of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987 or any other act.
I, Nicola Mary Jacobina Young, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987 or any other act.
The councillors elected for the Eastern Ward are Ray Apifini Mercer, Sarah Jean Free, Simon Charles Norman Marsh.
Ai ko aua Ray Apifini Mercer, ko taku kupu tēnei, ka tuki i a hau, ki taku e pono nei. Ngā kāwena katoa he painga mo te tauni o pōneke i rongi i ta mana kua riro mai i a hau. Hei mema o te kaunihera o te tauni o pōneke i raro i te turi kāwanatanga a rohe rua mano mārua i turi pārongo. Huinga o kawa kāwanatanga a rohi ko tahi mano e iwa rau e waru takau mā fitu me ētahi atu turei rānei. I, Raymond Apifini Mercer, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interest of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987 or any other act.
Ko o a Sarah Jean Free, ko taku kupu tēnei, ka te tuki I aho, ki taku I pono nei, nā ka wenga katoa hei paenga mo te tauani o pōneki. I runga I te mana kua riro mai I aho, hei mema o te konihera o te tauani o pōneki. I raro I te ture kawanatanga arohi rua mano marua, te ture pārongo, huinga o kawa kawangatanga arohi, kotahi manu, iwa rao, waru teka, mar fitu, me etahi atu ture rane. I, Sarah Jean Free, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
I, Simon Charles Norman Marsh, but hey, call me Swampy, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
And the councillors elected for the Southern Ward are Tahiri Paul Eagle and David Lee.
Ko au a Tahiri Paul Eagle, ko taku kupu tēnei, ka tutuki ia hau, ki taku I e pono nei. Ngā kāwinga katoa hei painga mō te taone o Pōneke. I runga, I te mana, kua riro mai ia hau. Hei mema o te kaunihera o te taone o Pōneke I raro, I te ture ka wanatanga a rohe rua mano mā rua. Te ture pārongo, huinga o kawa ka wanatanga a rohe. Ko tahi mano e iwarau e waru te kau mā whitu, me e tahi atu ture rānei. I, Tahiri Paul Eagle, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interest of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
I, David Lee, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interest of Wellington City the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Wellington City Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, or any other act.
I would now like to ask the Chief Executive of the Wellington City Council to come forward and present his general explanation about the elected members' legal responsibilities under the Local Government Act 2002.
Don't get too excited. As Chief Executive of the Wellington City Council, I'm required to give a general explanation to elected members of certain legislation which controls the way in which the Council's business may be conducted and the laws affecting elected members. This explanation does not attempt to cover all of the detailed points of the legislation, but brings to your attention the key issues affecting your role and functions as Council members. The Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987. The Act governs the availability of information and is based on the principle that the information should be made publicly available unless one or more specific withholding grounds apply. Matters relating to requests and release of information are administered by the officers of the Council. This Act also sets meeting procedures and requirements. These include the requirement to give public notice of meetings, the public availability of the agenda and supporting papers for the meetings of the Council and its committees and subcommittees, the circumstances when the Council may resolve to exclude the public from meetings and the procedure that must be followed in such circumstances, and the responsibility of the Chair to maintain order at meetings. Other laws affecting elected members. There are certain other legislative provisions which elected members must be aware of. The first is the Local Authorities Members' Interests Act 1968, which has two main aspects. This Act prohibits certain contracts between the Council and its members or with persons associated with its members. A breach results in loss of office. This Act also prohibits an elected member from discussing or voting on an issue in which the member directly or indirectly has a pecuniary interest. Any member found to have contravened this part of the Act could be prosecuted and, if convicted, would lose office. Under the Crimes Act 1961, a member of a local authority who obtains or accepts or offers to accept any bribe to do or not to do something, or who corruptly uses information obtained in an official capacity to get a direct or indirect pecuniary advantage, is liable to a term of imprisonment of up to 7 years. Under the Secret Commissions Act 1910, an elected member who accepts a gift or obtains any advantage from any other party as a reward for doing any act in relation to council business commits an offence. It is also an offence not to disclose a pecuniary interest in any contract, and also to aid or abet or to be involved in any way in an offence under this Act. Conviction can lead to imprisonment of up to 2 years and a fine of up to $1,000. Under the Securities Act 1978, elected members are in the same position as company directors if the council were to offer stock to the public, such as to issue stock under its borrowing powers. Elected members, therefore, have the same responsibilities as company directors and may be personally liable if investment documents, such as a prospectus, contain untrue statements, and may be liable for criminal prosecution if the requirements of the Act are not met. In addition to these key statutory provisions, if an elected member is convicted of an offence that carries a term of 2 or more years of imprisonment under the Act, under any Act I have specified, or under any other Act, that member will lose office. Now, of course, we all hope this will not happen. We are, of course, here to help, and if any members have any concerns about your legal obligations, please get in touch.
Thank you, Kevin. O ngā iwi, mana whenua, o te upoko, o te ika, tēnā koutou. E ngā iwi o ngā hoe whā, o te motu, o te ao, tēnā koutou. A rangi nui te pō e tu iho nei, kia papatuanuko e takuto nei, tēnā kōrua. Nō reira, no mai piki mai whakatau mai rā. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Talofa lava, malo elele, ki orana, bula vinaka, taloha ni, talofa. Nimen ho, namaste, vanakam, mabohai, salam, shalom, jambo, bonjour, konnichiwa, good evening. And welcome and warm Pacific greetings to all of you, Your Excellencies, Members of Parliament, local government officials and staff, representatives of the emergency services and community groups, entrepreneurs, colleagues, friends and family. Tonight I'm privileged to welcome you to the inauguration of the new 2013 Council. Thank you for being here with us. And thank you to the voters of the Wellington City who have elected us. 15 people who have now declared our commitment to work in the best interests of Wellington City. Wellington is a little capital with big ambitions. Tonight, I want to talk about Wellington, Wellington's past, present and future. We inherit a precious heritage, cultural, built and natural. Our economy and transport systems need improvement, and Wellington's not affordable for everyone. We have the opportunity to make a difference. Our cultural heritage is unique. We are Te Upoko or Te Ika a Maui, the head of the fish, the smart capital. And this is the only capital in the world where Te Reo Māori is an official language. Aroha tia te reo. Wellington City was settled by Māori hundreds of years ago, and we treasure this harbour city's history. The names Kupe and Tara, Nāke and Whataitai, Waimapihi and Kumatoto, Te Aro and Pepetia resonate today. Last triennium saw the opening of Te Whare Waka, Te Raukora, and the arrival of 2 new waka. Our commitment to partnership has resulted in the beautiful Oroa Iti Reserve near Seatoon and the opening of Ngā Iwi o Te Motu Urupa at Makara Cemetery, as well as co-management of open spaces including Te Ahomairangi and Tapataranga Island. We will continue to work with Māori to raise awareness and participation in this unique culture, partner in managing the city's natural resources, and maximise the long-term economic opportunities treaty settlements bring. The Wellington Town Board was established in 1840, and we became the capital in 1865 with a population of about 5,000. Now we're over 200,000 and have a far more vibrant cultural life than the size of our population would indicate. Because we are the capital, because of our isolation from bigger cities, and because of the cosmopolitan, creative nature of our inhabitants. And I acknowledge the important role of over 40 diplomatic missions and the intellectual contribution the civil service provides in the capital. In the 19th century, British, Indians and Chinese settled in Wellington. Now we have over 80 different ethnicities and diverse cultural festivities, from Pacifica to Diwali to Ethiopian New Year, Wellington Batakuda to the City of Wellington Pipe Band. And next year's New Zealand Festival will be an absolute standout series of performances. Our natural heritage is magnificent. Street layouts drawn up in London took little notice of our topography, but early urban planning resulted in the encircling town belt we enjoy today. This year we have reinvigorated its protection and drafted supportive legislation. This month saw the launch of the Biophilic Cities peer network where Wellington connected with other cities around the world, including San Francisco and Singapore, where urban nature is abundant and appreciated. We look forward to realising the promise of our capital spaces and our living city. As more and more people live in cities worldwide, that daily connection with nature underpins healthy lives. We have recommitted to take action on climate change with our 2013 plan. We will both reduce emissions and adapt to inevitable sea level rise and storm events. Today, with Genesis, I launched the School Gen Solar Panel Partnership Application Programme. Our built heritage needs action. Since the district plan was notified in 1994, no listed heritage buildings have been demolished. But increased earthquake strengthening requirements and economic challenges mean we need innovative engineering, targeted rates, and public good funding for some buildings, for them to have a future as well as a past. New commercial buildings are predominantly Green Star rated, but the urban design elements of green walls, green roofs, permeable paving, and solar panels are still too rare. Our social housing improvements have deservedly won awards, but too many people still live in damp, cold, and crowded conditions. Affordable, warm, dry housing to rent or buy is a priority for most elected members, and we will initiate urban regeneration and increase standards for rental properties. Our walkability is already the best in Australasia, but laneways need more focus. Improved public transport and cycling infrastructure will balance state highway investment and give Wellingtonians real choices. Wellington's economy needs some catalyst projects. Wellington has some innovative, brilliant businesses, but the commercial rating base has remained at the same value since 2008. Council can create the conditions for employment to flourish. Our world-class status relies on several things: our livability, our endemic biodiversity, our transparent public service, and also our creative and film industry. The Hobbit premiere was a highlight of our last 3 years, with the accompanying artisan market and high-tech companies showcased. Now we must see Wellington television projects join feature films and digital graphics with export potential and local creative employment. In the next 3 years, we will collaborate with the local film industry leaders to attract global notice, attracting visitors, students, and expanding job growth. This term will work more closely with Wellington's excellent tertiary institutions to increase accommodation, attract students, and promote research capability, including the essential work of disaster resilience. We will welcome new businesses and new migrants. We will reduce unnecessary barriers to existing business growth and support pathways for youth into apprenticeships, training, and employment. Today's positive comments from the Prime Minister about Wellington's high-growth companies and his willingness for central government to work with the Council were welcome, and he acknowledged our constructive relationship at the Chamber's lunch event. Regional governance, change may lie ahead. This could be the last Council inauguration in exactly this form. But changes to local government will only happen if the public supports them. Over past years, Wellington has grown to include the boroughs of Melrose, Onslow, Karori, Miramar, Johnsonville, and Tawa. And we will not be paralysed by any proposed changes. Structural questions are important, but they must add urgency to our agenda, not delay action. We will continue to work constructively with our neighbours. We have successfully made the Wellington Regional Emergency Management Office and the Regional Amenities Fund work in the last 3 years. I'd like to farewell and thank previous councillors Best, Cook, McKinnon, Morrison and Pepperell, and I wish you all well in your next roles. Our deepest sympathies are with Leonie Gill and her family at this time. Welcome back to Councillors Ahipini Mercer, Coghlan, Eagle, Foster, despite apologies, Lester, Marsh, Pannett and Ritchie. And welcome to new councillors, Free, Lee, Peck, Sparrow, Wolf and Young. There will be a competition later. All will have a role as chairs, portfolio leaders, or as representatives on our council organisations, as well as their ward roles to connect with Wellington's diverse communities of interest. And together we stand for good economic growth, reinvigorated arts, and multimodal transport. We want a compact, affordable city where our built and natural heritage is enhanced with new, efficient and beautiful buildings. Your Mayor, Deputy Mayor, committee chairs and all councillors, together with our Chief Executive, our staff and our contractors, will work to do our very best for Wellington. We are accountable to the people of Wellington. Together, this team will build confidence in your council and confidence in the capital's future. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora, and a big thank you to the Wellington City Council, Kapahaka Group and supporters. Now we turn to council business, which won't be too long. We have report 1 is the appointment of the Deputy Mayor. And I'd like to announce that under section 41A of the Local Government Act 2002, Councillor Justin Lester is Deputy Mayor of Wellington City Council for the 2013-2016 triennium.
You're going to come up here.
I'd now like to turn to report 2, where I will be asking the Council to receive the memorandum on committee structure, chairpersons and membership. I move. Councillor Ray Ahupini Mercer will second. And the point of the committee structure is to give focus to our governance and planning, chaired by the Deputy Mayor, to give focus to economic growth and the arts, chaired by Joe Coughlin, with the Deputy Chair of Swampy Marsh, to focus on the important area of community, sports and recreation, chaired by Councillor Paul Eagle, to continue work on transport and urban development, chaired by Councillor Andy Foster, and to maintain our built and natural heritage, the natural environment, being chaired by Councillor Iona Pannett. We also have Councillor Ray Ahupini Mercer chairing the Regulatory Committee and Councillor Mark Peck chairing the Audit and Risk Management Subcommittee. I won't go through all the list of portfolios. Safe to say, if a portfolio is not specifically mentioned, that work will still be done by members of the subject-based committees. All of the councillors, whether new or experienced, are committed to the best of Wellington, and I look forward to working with them. I have moved. Councillor Ahupini Mercer has seconded. Please vote. Aye? Aye. No? I declare that carried. Thank you, councillors. Moving to report 3 and the final report. It is setting the date for the first council meetings of the 2013-2016 triennium, and I will be moving that we receive the information and agree that the first 2 meetings of council for the 2013-2016 triennium be held in Committee Room 1 on the ground floor of the MOB, 101 Wakefield Street, at 9:15 on Thursday the 14th of November and 12:30 p.m. on Thursday the 19th of December, and that has been a change since the published agenda. I move. Councillor Lester will second. Those in favour? Aye. Against? Carried. Long may it last. So in a moment, I'll be inviting you to join the council for refreshments in the foyer. But first, we're going to have the acclaimed singer Lisa Harper Brown singing our national anthem. And then we will have Kaumātua Sam Jackson provide a closing karakia. And then if you could just wait for the official party to leave. So, Lisa.
Oh,
taroha ki te atua me te whikingata itanga i te wairua tapu. Ake, ake. Amen.